Here we are, folks. What's going on, everybody? What's up, good people? Right back, just like I left something. Today we going over another one. Two of them. 2x2 this series is going. Marvel's Bishop and Marvel's Omega Red. We're going to get into these characters and these figs, and let's see how they stack up against their Toy Biz counterparts, because I do got those off to the side. But to take a look at the box, you got the side of the box art of Bishop. That's looking mighty fine right there. Fine work by the artist. The back of the box showing you the wave. And the Sauron Build-A-Figure is going to come at the end of the series. So I got two more figures to review after this, which will be the two ladies. I don't know why I do the two ladies last, because I don't know. Ladies is always first in human society, or that's the way it's supposed to be as a gentleman. So these are figs, so I'm going to put them last. All right, top of the box, you got the X-Men logo there. Bottom of the box, if anybody cares to get it down, this is Bishop's UPC. And let's go over the bio read real quick. On the advice of his grandmother, Alpha Mutant Bishop seeks out the X-Men and uses energy conversion and concussive blast to join the ranks of his heroes of legend. That's a little short bio read up that they got on the box of this one. Omega Red, front style window facing that we're used to seeing, name at the bottom, box art, always dope. I'm one that always loves the box art. It makes it hard to throw the boxes away, but I do it. But for you inbox collectors, this is who I do it for. I show the box for you inbox collectors, you MOC collectors that love, collected MOC. Everybody has a preference of how they collect, and but me personally, I'm an outer box collector, OBM. So the bio reads: a former Russian crime lord and agent, Arkadian Rusevich, is used in the Weapon X project, combining mutant abilities with weaponized cybernetic appendages. And that is the read-up bio for Omega Red. So enough of the box, enough of looking at the figures. Let's get these bad boys out of the packaging and see what they really about. Wham! Here we go. Very nice. I must say, very nice. There's no such thing as a perfect figure, but these are done very well. Because the reason why there is no such thing as a perfect figure is because everybody has things that they're looking for in a figure that they wish they had. So to one person it might be great, to another person it may not be, so on and so forth. But check it out. Let's get into it. All right, first of all, they both pose great. They both have great articulation features, and they both have some features that I wish was better in articulation. All right, so let's start with Bishop. And as you can see, Omega Red's tentacles are wrapped around Bishop. We did not get bendy wire for these tentacles for Omega Red. But what they've done with the tentacles, I think, was an excellent touch. But we'll get to that in a second. So first off, let's get this Bishop going. All right, so these bands, right? These bands can slide up, slide off, and you can adjust them and move them to where you need and see fit. That right there is pretty good, especially for those customizers that like customizing certain body modes and things of that nature. So that's done really well. Let's get a close-up look at old Lucas Bishop. So first of all, his paint in his head is great. I like that M right there on his face. That's looking good. The S curl is looking real fabulous. You know what I'm saying? He got the soul glow going from Coming to America. That's a Coming to America's reference. Look at that wavy, nice. He must got Indian in his family. That's a little joke from back in the day, what we used to say. But no, seriously, overall, the handkerchief is done in the 90s style, and that's looking good. Back in the 90s, the handkerchiefs was always big. The way Jim Lee drew his characters and hair and everything was just big. You know, it was the 90s. It's supposed to be done that way. The holster here in the back for his gun, huge, nice, does the job that it's supposed to. This holster right here can come off and on, so you do have the option of taking that off and on. Same thing with the handkerchief. You can pop his head off like so, take the handkerchief off, take this off. I even think well, I don't know about the belt. I'm not seeing a snap on, snap off point for the belt, so that one may not come off. But all the other accessories that you see around his body does. So that's good. But if you're a serious customizer and you want to cut that belt off, I know customizers with good customizing experience, they know how to cut belts off, put them back on good. Looking up under the handkerchief, now this is where the paint gets a little bit rickety, right? You can see kind of, or can you see, it's a little bit of over or under spray here where that chest is, and then you got a nick there. Same thing with the legs here. You got a little bit of sloppiness there, right there on that line. I don't know if that's coming through, but it's definitely there. And right here where the kneecap is, getting a little sloppy there. But other than that, overall, other blue, and this is not paint, I believe this is just blue plastic. It's just done in blue plastic, but the paint on his right shoulder is done really good. The line work is really clean in there. And same thing, you do have a little overspray or some paint right here, but this insignia is messed up. Mine's is jacked up, so check yours when you get yours, because that one's jacked up. That's unfortunate for me, but I don't get hung up on, you know, a lot of paint imperfections. I just want to point out some things for you guys to watch out for. So articulation real quick, or check it out, let's do accessories real quick. So accessories, he does come with this futuristic blaster gun, which is done in a gray plastic, no wash, no nothing, just gray plastic. Also, that's the only accessory he comes with other than the things that he's carrying on his person. But also in package, you do get the right Build-A-Figure piece, the wing and arm for Sauron, which is really good. Looking at how that spreads out, and it is articulated, but we'll get more deep in depth with Sauron when we finish the series. So he does come with that. Thing is massive. So articulation real quick, head can look down. He can look down, doesn't look back too much, obviously because of this big Jerry Curl back here, this S-perm. But yeah, his shoulders can come up at 90, which is good. So that's a good plus there. He can crouch down, or not crouch, but bend down this far, and he does have the clicking motion, and he does come back this far. He does lean back that far. It's as much as you're going to click. Now in this belt, you have an option. You can position the belt below the waist. Right here, you see the waist cut. You can position it below the waist, which will not hinder the movement. Or you can also position it above the waist, which also would not hinder the movement. So it's all on your preference, but he does, like I just showed you, have that waist swivel. That's nice. And then his legs can kick up this far, right? And his legs can kick back that far. And then he can do the splits this much, right? And then you do have that thigh swivel right there. And then you got double jointed knee, and you do have the rocker and hinge, toe point that way, toe point upwards, and Bishop is pretty decent. So nice little rendition we got of Bishop. Now I wish that he would come with another gun, even though in the X-Men cartoon, I believe he only had one holster. I may have to check that X-Men cartoon for facts, or somebody can fact check me, but I believe he only came with one holster. I don't believe there was another holster on the side. So, but Hasbro didn't give us another gun, but they did give us two trigger pointing fingers. So you can make do and grab another gun if you're not using it. This one right here is coming from I believe Domino. Yeah, she came with this purple style gun here, and I didn't get it all the way around his fingers, but I'm quite sure if I took the time to really get it all the way around his fingers, I could. So you can and do have the option of having or taking a gun from another figure, and this holster, if you put it in this way, it will slip all the way down. So if you do put it in the other way, bam, it will cause it not to slip off, and then when he reaches back, he's going to grab the handle. So that is more realistic if you're going to have the handle facing up anyway. So check it out. Let's go over Omega Red real quick, see what this guy is offering us. First things first, Omega Red is done nicely. I do like the way they did Omega Red. First off, let's check him out and what he looks like. So right off the bat, you can tell that he's super pale white. I mean, Omega color in the comics is white, but it would have been nice to get some wash. I mean, that would have been nice to, get some dirtiness look to him, because he ain't all that clean, you know what I mean? But he definitely does, and I'm bumping the camera here, sorry about that. He definitely does have a nice sculpt on his face. You can see the teeth in there, and the grimace, and then the frown, that's looking nice. And he got the symbol right there on the top of his headband. Still would have been nice to have a little wash in the hair instead of that so clean blonde look they gave him. But this is done real nice. He got his harness on, and this harness is able to unfasten, so you can take the whole thing off just like this here. And again, for customizers that love to customize their figures, they got a really good option of doing that. So that's pretty decent. And then you do got the peg holes at the top. So they got a peg here, peg holes. You place them in there, peg them up in there. That ensures that it doesn't slip off so easily. Then you just simply fasten it back with the peg here in the back, and then no problem of what doing that. His articulation was real nice. About the articulation about the Omega Red is the butterfly joint. The butterfly joint does allow for a greater range of mobility. Like I always say, if you've been watching this channel for, I don't know, past couple of weeks, I'm a butterfly guy, and I definitely would recommend Hasbro put butterfly joints in all the figures. Just give us butterfly joints for everybody. But also the standard Marvel Legends articulation, his shoulders can come up 90, right? At least 90. If you make them two, yeah, boom, that's 90. And then you can go up this far. Now his shoulder pad is in the way, so you're not going to swivel that thing all the way around, but you can come up. Obviously, if I take the shoulder pads off, you will see it swivel all the way around, so that's not really going to be a problem. It's just the shoulder pads is hindering it from moving all the way around. He does get that double jointed elbow. He does have a wrist hinge here, and he does have the swivel. He can crunch down this far. Now, some people say that this comes off on the back when they do their crunch. Maybe if you loosen the top just a little bit, I'm not saying that it's going to work, but as you can tell, mine's is crunched down, not as far. Let me see, is this as far as it can go? Yeah, he's crunched down as far as he can go, and it's still fastened in the back somewhat, you know what I mean? If it's really an issue, you should probably think about gluing it if you don't have any plans on taking the harness off. But definitely he can come back that much there, so that's pretty good range. Also, his legs do come up this much, come back that much. He does have a double jointed knee. He does have this thigh swivel right here, and he does have ankle pivot and ankle hinge, toe point up, toe point down, all good. So everything is really good for the articulation for Omega Red. I'm happy with the way they did it as far as how he moves, and his joints are nice and tight. They're not loose. Nothing is really hindering or I'm sorry, not hindering, but it's not falling over or loose joints. You know how when you get those loose joints, he can't stand properly. This guy can stand, he can pose, he can do everything properly that you need him to do. With that being said, his accessories, like I said, he doesn't come with bendy wire, right? But what he does come with is 2 of these wires here, right? And he also comes with 2 short ones. Now, coming straight out the package, he came with these 2 short ones. It's a simple port in, and just port them in the side here, and bam. So this is the effect of him actually like about to send his tentacles, like he's about to, you know, release his tentacles to come around and choke you. And what these tentacles are, right, Omega Red, these tentacles are designed to drain the life force out of you. So once they wrap around you and they get a hold of you, they're designed to drain the life force out of you. I believe they're made of carbonated armor, or I don't know if I'm saying that right. But definitely, this is also a Jim Lee inspired character, and Jim Lee did a nice job in writing them, and Hasbro did a nice job in delivering the figure to us. I have no real issues with Omega Red, to tell you the truth, other than, I don't know. Maybe if I think about it, I can come up with it. Well, I did in the beginning. I wish it had some wash on it, but other than that, he's a good figure. If I was really to get super nitpicky, I would want him taller. I would want him at least, I don't know, 2 inches taller, because tell you the truth, guys, Omega Red's height in the comics is, how tall is he? I believe he's 6'11". Yeah, he is. He's 6'11", right? And he weighs like 245 pounds. I mean, look at these legs. Look how beefy these freaking legs are. He's freaking jacked. You know what I'm saying? So he can bench press a daggone Volkswagen with people inside. I mean, not bench press, but squat. He can. I mean, he's super strong. So let's check it out. Well, while we on height, let's do it. Let's go over height comparisons, size comparisons, and things of that nature next. Now, Bishop, I believe Bishop's comic book height is 6'6", and he weighs like 275. So if Omega Red is 6'11" and Bishop is 6'6", that's pretty close. That's, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, that's 5 inches. So yeah, he should probably be about this tall if we really want to be nitpicky with it. But let's check it out. Let's see some height and size comparison along with other figs. All right, now here we are. Here we go. This is the comparison that I think everybody and their mama want to see. Toy Biz against Hasbro. Definitely, I like the height of Hasbro. I mean, I like the height of Toy Biz. I do like the wash that also Toy Biz gave them. You got the wash right here in the face, in the hair. I mean, it's a great touch. Great touch. I like the bendy wire, definitely from Toy Biz that they gave them. I'm not so particular about the armor, but what I don't like right off the bat is how loose my Toy Biz fig is. I don't like that at all. This is way too loose. Drop down in the comments if your Toy Biz fig is loose. I see a lot of people prop theirs up with stands and stuff like that. I don't feel like I want to do that. I want to have mine stand the position I put them in if I put them in my display. I don't want to use stands unless I'm putting them in a flight pose. But that's me personally. This one right here, I gotta like work at it. Ooh, wow, it just made me a liar right here on camera. Look at you. But usually I have to work at getting this Toy Biz fig to stand. With this fig, I can put them in any position I want. Like if I try to pose this one real quick, just for an example purpose, try to pose them real quick. Oh, look at this. Is he making me out a liar again? No. It takes a little work, right? A little coaxing, a little work here and there. But guess what? When I walk away and go somewhere, this Toy Biz will fall over. But anyhow, like I said, I don't not like the Toy Biz, but I'm I'm getting a little bit more partial to this one, even though it's a shorter fig and it needs wash and things of that nature, and it doesn't have bendy wire. This was a great fig for its time. Trust me, it was, and it still kind of is, but I just can't deal with these loose joints and how they are. I mean, of course, you can remedy that and you can fix them, but look at the legs. The legs is skinny. You know, he looked like a stick man. He looked like Omega Red need therapy because he's battling with some issues because he looks really scrawny and skinny. Omega Red, like I said, 425 pounds, man. You need to be beefy, all right? So check that out. Now this is a brand new Omega Red buck. Let's put Wolverine in the shot here. Wolverine, wow. Yes, indeed, Wolverine. You are, that scale is accurate. Wolverine is 5'3" in the comics, and he's looking 5'3", and definitely Omega Red right now is looking 6'11". You put him next to Wolverine. Boom. Now check this one. So this is Colossus from the Warlock Build-A-Figure wave, and Colossus comic book height is 6'6", right? No, well, unarmored, right? So without his armored skin, he's 6'6". With his armored skin, he's 7'5". Now, Colossus is 7'5", armored skin. This is what he has on now, 7'5". Keep in mind, Omega Red is 6'11". So we got 7'5", 6'11". Colossus is taller, but guess what? My favorite Colossus, the way the Colossus I like him to be, it's gotta be this one. That's the Colossus for me. That is the Jim Lee suit style 90s Colossus that I love. To me, in my eyes, there's no better Colossus better than this Marvel Select Colossus to the right of Omega Red. This is the end all be all for me. They can come out with another Colossus all they want. To me, they gotta top this one. Like I said, collecting is very opinionated, and that's my opinion. All right, here we go. Bishop's height comparison time. Now compared to Cable. Nathan, yeah, Nathan's a little bit taller than Bishop in Hasbro form. I believe Cable's comic book height is 6'8". So Cable's comic book height is 6'8", and Bishop's comic book height is 6'6". Then this is, I mean, it ain't bad. I mean, he could be about this much taller. I mean, 6'8" and 6'6". Ain't nothing but 2 inches, you know. And to be honest, these are figs, and he looks like, you know, figurally, he looks 2 inches taller than him right now. So I'm not really beefing about that. They're doing a pretty good job with height comparison there. I mean, if you take a look at the shoulders, don't try to look at the shoulder pad, take a look at the shoulder right there. His shoulder is above Bishop's shoulder, so that's not bad. That doesn't look too bad at all. So I'm happy with that comparison. Logan's coming back, his 5'3" frame next to a 6'6" frame. That's how that's looking. That looks pretty accurate. Now, Juggernaut. Is he standing up straight? Oh, one more click. Now he's up straight. Juggernaut. His frame definitely is a big frame. Juggernaut comic book height, I believe, is 9'5". So we got 9'5" versus 6'6". Okay, I ain't got no. I mean, he is towering and dwarfing him. Yeah, come up to about his pectoral muscles. So yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm living with that. I'm living with that. Now here we go, Mr. Sinister compared to Bishop. This was pretty good too. Pretty good. Real quick. So I know part of the review is getting on, but we got one more comparison after Mr. Sinister. The comparison I think a lot of folks want to see. That's right. Hasbro and then Bishop Toy Biz. Which one is better? Man. You can't deny that the wash and the sculpt for Toy Biz got him. I mean, he's muscle bound like he's supposed to be. Bishop is no small guy by any means in the imagination. He got the M on his face, just like this one does. M stands for mutant. Bishop branded, I believe Bishop branded himself so he can be easily recognized as a mutant in the future, because he wanted folks to know, hey, look, I am a mutant. And they got that there. They don't have the wash there on the Hasbro like they do this one. Like I said, overall scope is very dope. This is not the gun that Toy Biz Bishop came with. I believe this came from DC Essentials Joker, I believe. But yeah, and he does come with 2 holsters, and I do like that. Would have been nice for this Bishop to come with 2 holsters and 2 guns, but instead he came with 1 gun, 1 holster, so it is what it is. But I don't have any of Bishop's guns. Matter of fact, the guy I traded for a couple of months back, he didn't have any of the guns with him. So, but at the same time, let's talk about tightness. Look at these joints. This is what I can't stand about Toy Biz. I mean, I'm not going to knock Toy Biz for the sculpt and the detail work, but I will knock how easily the figures get loose over time. And the posability is not great. I mean, it was for its time, don't get me wrong. He does have some great articulated joints, and everything above the waist for Toy Biz in my collection is tight. You know, everything above the waist is tight, but everything below the waist is loose. So, you know, you can't properly pose and position your figs without a steady base, and for that, I gotta go with the Hasbro. Even though sculpt-wise and the way they did and you know, modeled this fig, I mean, it's a nice fig, and like I said, it was nice for its time, but I'm liking the way, you know, Hasbro is doing their new stuff. I mean, this is great. It still is a great fig, and you know, if you can get the joints to be tight and you can get all that online, I think this is still a great fig. It may be a little bit short, but it is what it is. These are 2 great figs, but for right now, I'm happy that you know, Hasbro did a Bishop again, and he will replace this guy, because I need my Bishop to be able to pose the way I need him to pose on the stand, on my display, and that's just the way it is. So let's wrap this up. So overall, these are 2 great figs, and I would highly suggest anybody that doesn't have these figs to seek them out and try to find them. They're good figs. They're a good addition to your X-Men villain shelf and X-Men hero shelf. Pretty decent, in my opinion. Again, sorry for the review being so long, but it did get a little bit passionate in there in the heat of the moment. I'm just saying. I call it keeping it real for a reason. I keeps it all the way 100. But check it out. I hope you enjoyed the review. As long as it was, I hope I made your decision easy to get or not to get these 2 figs. Real quick, before I forget, I did skip and miss that Omega Red does come with the left leg for Sauron. So that is the left leg for Sauron right there. It comes in package with Omega Red. So be patient with yourself, be patient with your hunts, and if you're patient enough, even an egg can and will grow legs. This your boy, Plastic Addict. I'll see you next time where I'm going over the 2 ladies from the wave. Have a good one, folks. Plastic Addict. Out. Time.